Hello. Hi, Wanderers. Welcome to the Wonder Studio vlog. I am Shannon, and most of you know me, but there probably are some that don't, so I just wanted to say hello. I am going to issue us all a challenge this week, and I've written it down in my personal home planner, as well as our Wonder Studio planner. And so I'm going to start off with a quote that I've thought a lot about over the years, and it's by Dr. Feuerstein in a book called Beyond Smarter. One of my teaching go-tos is this book. It's a bit philosophical. I'm not sure I'd recommend it as a parenting book per se, but this quote in particular hopefully will be helpful. It has been said that the modern person is exposed to more stimuli in a 24-hour period than medieval man was exposed to in his entire lifetime. Therefore, one must be equipped with the tools required in order to decide upon and differentiate among numerous and almost overwhelming options. So if we think about that as our children in comparison to hundreds of years ago, all the stimulus that our children are now exposed to, and not just our children, us as adults, even as recently as 3 to 4 years, I've noticed an increase in stimulus for adults, myself included. Checking Facebook, reading comments, walking down the street. You can see so many more stimulus than folks hundreds of years ago didn't have to see and take in. So our challenge for this week is to hold a space for ourselves and our children of no judgment. This is easier written down than actually to follow. But if you can think to yourself, I'm getting in the judgment mode here, and then just try and let it go, just like the song. But especially at Wonder Studio, when we come into Wonder Studio, hopefully that will eventually cause us to just eventually trigger that no judgment here. We're not going to judge the other children and their mistakes. We're not going to judge our own children and the mistakes that they make, or mistakes like hitting, not sharing, biting, tantrums, or even a mistake of just not engaging the way that you hoped that they would. So letting go of that expected outcome and judgment that you hold on the children. And then also, and so importantly, letting go of the judgment of ourselves as parents. This is the hardest thing to do. We don't always nail it. We're not meant to. We are meant to make mistakes as well, and hopefully communicate to our children that we make mistakes as well. And that's part of being a human. And being imperfect is not something that we should be ashamed of at all, and that we're learning. And Wonder Studio is a learning environment. So when we see them making those errors in judgment, in engagement, in behaviors, crying when it's cleanup time, biting someone who's trying to take a toy from you, hoarding all the toys, knocking down a block structure, we can not let that trigger us to start the judgment process, but instead let that trigger you to receive information. So that will be our goal for the week, is to leave the judgment out, and that also means leaving some of the emotion out of parenting. Think of yourself as that CEO, that person who is assertive, who doesn't let emotions override logic, and then be able to receive information about, why is my child crying? Why did they hit? Why did they not do the painting engagement like I hoped they would? And just take it in as information and start to move that information to appreciation. How can we appreciate our children for who they are and not just who we expect them to be? I hope this helps, and I'm looking forward to the challenge myself. Okay, let me know if you have questions. Thanks.